Hello, this is Robert Payne, and this is going to be a conversation with my mother. I feel that my mother wants to say hello and say a few things, and I record it mainly for myself so I can hear it. But it may be interesting to hear what my mother's doing in heaven and what she has to say to her son. Um, and so with a few people that are watching, I hope you're blessed by this. I'll just pray, dear Father, I pray that what my mother says will be edifying and encouraging to people. In Jesus' name I ask, amen. So hello, Mum. Hello, son. It's good to talk to you. It's good for you to hear my inspiration, that I want to speak to you, and I want you to do a video. Um, it's always a great joy to speak to you, and it's really uh, interesting that you heard my voice and switched on the video and wanted to talk to me, and allow me to do a video for you. You used to do these quite often over a year ago, and then they dropped off, and it's interesting that you remembered, and you have decided to do a video today because I inspired you to. Things are going well in heaven. I'm studying every day, and I work with children, with Princess Diana every day. I do like Sunday school for children, teach them the stories out of the Bible. Um, I'm not a proper teacher teaching them English and different things. I teach them biblical things. Um, as with everything God does, He qualifies the called, and so He's qualified me to be a biblical teacher of the students. Of course, they're more advanced in heaven, and the children are more advanced, and so it keeps me on my toes, me constantly reading children's books and getting lessons out of them, and repeating them to the children. I've got some children that I look after that are really dear to me, like my own children, and the feelings of heaven just can't be compared to earth. Uh, it's just another dimension. The love in heaven is just extraordinary. As you know, I had a lot of acquaintances on earth, but not many friends, and yet I've got really dear friends in heaven, and they're really solid friends with a lot of depth, and I am overjoyed with the friendships that I have. Your house, where you're broadcasting from on the Zoom meeting. Um, the background here, my house in heaven, which is the third story of your house. Um, it's full of guests. Job uses your house and your cinema downstairs to do ministry, and your house is full of guests of heaven, and many of the saints come to my house and visit me, and I really appreciate learning from Isaiah, and I'm studying the book of Isaiah at the moment, and it's fascinating. And I go to his Bible class, and we study the book of Isaiah, and you get to ask him questions, and get to go out for dinner with him, and he's really amazing. I know that Isaiah is your favorite book, and that figured into my decision to study the book of Isaiah, because you used to speak so highly of it, and I really enjoy the book. So many of the prophecies have been fulfilled in Isaiah, and so many are due to be fulfilled, and it's really fascinating to study the life that he was living, the context of when the prophecy was delivered, and then the history of it coming true in the earth, and the ramifications of it coming true in the earth, what that did to the rabbis in Israel, and what that did to the Jewish leaders. So many prophecies of Isaiah have been fulfilled, and it's fascinating to see God speak, and see him time and time and time and time and time again have the truth manifest itself true to Isaiah's words. It's really giving me a depth of understanding into who you are as a prophet, and your life. I know that you don't do a lot of corporate prophecies because you've got some of them wrong, but I know you do a lot of personal prophecies, and your personal prophecies really make a difference, a substantial difference in people's lives. And I know your understanding and your mindset of a prophet, understanding God's thoughts, and understanding God's reasoning, and understanding God's desires for the world. And I can see, I can feel that, I can sense that, and I can listen to your thoughts, and you truly operate as a prophet. And it's studying Isaiah, understanding him as a prophet, helps me to understand you. And you've gone through many seasons. You're in the midst of a season right now where your books aren't selling too much, and you're not really doing a lot. and besides writing new books, and it gives me understanding uh, into you, and you are fascinating, the way that you uh, keep your head above water, and how you keep yourself motivated, and you keep yourself going forward. Um, Jesus really, when I speak to him about you, he constantly has his eyes full of tears when he speaks about you. You make him so emotional, and he dearly wishes he could see you more often in the flesh, and have heart-to-heart conversations with you. But uh, like um, like you shouldn't bust a bird out of an egg. It weakens the chicken. Uh, uh, so too, Jesus doesn't want to weaken you by spending too much time with you, and so he keeps his distance, only to help you and to keep you strong in your faith. But each time I talk to him, and every time I meet him, I talk about you. Um, each time I meet him, his eyes fill with tears when I bring up you as a subject. You truly are dear to him, and he really enjoys your Speaking the Biblical Saints in Heaven series. He knows you're enjoying it. He knows that you're getting a fuller understanding of how heaven operates, and it's really beneficial book to you, because it's all uh, the saints talking, and it's not your own writing. It's fascinating for you to read, and for you to understand. And there'll be books that you'll have published and you'll read again for fun. Many of your books you don't read again because you've written them yourself, and you don't want to read a repeat of what you've written. But these books are interviews with saints, and you don't remember what they've said because it came from them, it didn't come from you. And so they'll be interesting for you to read once they're produced as books. I've been watching you do the interviews with saints, and you've got a good process down pat, recording the interviews, editing the interviews, and then sending them off to be edited by Dundee. Dundee's taking some time to edit, and it's not as fast as you would wish, but it's all you can afford at the moment. And so you're going to have to put up with that and cope with that. Some miracle has to happen with your finances, and you can't see that happening. And so you've got to go through the process that you're currently going through, paying Dundee $500 every few books to give him funds. He enjoys what he's doing for you editing. He enjoys the content of the books, and that's a good thing for you. You paid your hosting fee to the host, and it was very expensive, and you've paid that, and you are now glad that your website is going to be hosted for the next 2 years, and you don't have to worry about it. It's a good thing, because that brings you plenty of income, your website, with people requesting prophecies, and people donating finances to you. I'm really, I want to say this at the 16-minute mark. I want you to know that I'm really proud of you. I pray for you often, and I watch your whole life. I bilocate for people listening. That means a person can be in 2 places at once. And when you're at home, and when you go out, I'm often with you. And Alan, one of your carers, asks you if you're in touch with me and if I've been with you, and he's very open to hearing that, and he really believes it. And so you should emphasize that with him more often. But I'm always with you, and I'm watching you and seeing your life. From time to time you sin, and I see that too, and I truly love you. It's hard to say that without crying, but I dearly love you, and I'm happy that you ring your sister, and you listen to her, and you're reaching out to her in love. I love the way that you spend time with your brother, and you live with your brother, and I'm pleased that you keep him company, and you are a good brother to him. I'm so happy with the way that you continue to press forward, doing your books, and doing the interviews, and you've got 3 books ready. 1 book's being edited. They got a 2nd book almost ready to be edited, and the 3rd book almost ready to be edited. And you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, but there's another 2 books to do interviews for that you haven't done, and you probably want to wait before you get them done, and get a few books edited and published before you do the further books. And I can understand you waiting. You currently haven't got funds to pay the typist. Your funds are running really low at the moment, and so it's understandable that you haven't sent typing off to be typed you're you're looking to write to your graphic designer and ask him to do a free cover for book 2, just for him to add the words book 2 to your latest cover. And you'll find that he will do that for free for you. Your whole life is planned and destined by the Lord. You have weird dreams and interesting dreams, and some of them are disturbing, and you tend to be able to wake up and get rid of the dreams. And you're a real soldier, and you really soldier on, and you really do a good job of surviving. You went to that church the other day thinking it would be a good church for you, and they played praise and worship for an hour and 45 minutes, and it was just too much for you, and you left. I can see you wanting to be part of a church, and how upsetting that was for you to be part of people's praise and worship for an hour and 45 minutes. 30 minutes is enough for you, and you would have appreciated the sermon and even announcements over praise and worship, and it didn't happen. And at the hour and 45-minute mark, you left, and there was no sign that the worship was going to stop anytime soon. And that was disappointing for you. But you got your way home, and you got over that. We'll have to find you a church for you to attend, for you to have a regular lifestyle of going to church. Perhaps you can try the church across the road from your place. Perhaps you can go over there and find the time it meets on a Sunday night and go over and attend church. And perhaps you can find someone there that can be friendly, that you can see once a week. You've had that church opposite you for years, and you've only been there twice, and it's not Pentecostal, and so doesn't have a lot of movement in the spirit in it, and to you that's boring, and I can understand you not being motivated to go, but it's been so long since you've sat in worship, and so long since you've been part of a church body that you're even considering going to a boring church. I really enjoy the chance to speak to you, and I really enjoy you. I don't get to speak to you for too long. When I say hello, most days you're distracted, and you're thinking about other things, and so we say hello, and then you go on to thinking other things, and so it's such a privilege to sit down for 24 minutes and speak to you, and have you listen to me. I'm I'm doing really well, and I'm really enjoying my time in heaven. Um, I'm looking forward to the time when you'll be here. You've been thinking a lot about death lately, about your own immortality and how you're going to die, and they're not good thoughts. You've got plenty of years left, and you shouldn't be thinking about those things at the moment. I didn't die until I was 82, and you're 54, so you've got at least 20 more years to live, and you you need to concentrate on making those 20 years productive, um, and stop consuming your thoughts about um, old people's homes and death, um, and and I just thought I'd pick you up on those thoughts and have you change your thought life if you possibly can, because it's not good for you to be thinking about those subjects. Um, I want you to know that the saints of heaven really love you. It's true that every saint in heaven wants to be interviewed by you, and there's amazing amount of books that can be produced even in the new format that you're doing books. Um, just like each saint is interesting to read when you're editing what the saints have said, just like each saint for you is interesting to read. It'll also be interesting for the readers to read what each saint has to say, so you don't have to worry about the books getting tired and old with people, because each saint has fresh revelation to share, and it's all interesting, even if some of the subjects are repeated. It's repeated in a good way, and it's coming through the personality of a new saint, which is always interesting for people. So you can rest assured that people are going to enjoy what you have to say, what the saints have to say through you, and people are going to enjoy your books. It's really good that you have a system in place to make your books free on Amazon now. It gives you more readers for each of the books, and it's a really good thing. You make the books free on your free website, and that's a good thing. And it's handy for people living in countries where they can't afford books, and you've got a good process happening, and I'm really pleased with it, just as you're pleased with the process. So it's really good talking to you today. I didn't say anything that was too revolutionary. Perhaps what I said about Isaiah the complexities of studying Isaiah and how much you learn was news to you. I look forward to seeing Isaiah 60 play out in your life over the next 20 years. I look forward to the explosion of glory on the earth and you being a big part of that. God bless you and keep you, and you can upload this video, and hopefully some people that listen to your videos will be blessed by it. God bless, mate. I really love you.